I went and visited Patrick Collard at his house in Vegas, and I was there for about 10 days. He'd invited me to, I guess, hang out and learn. And we spent most of our time in the casino, and that's, our teaching time, learning time. And that was things, we'd go into casino and lots of neat things happened, but that was in an energy class, and it was about learning how to feel potential. So we learned that in the casino because machines, like people, when they're full of energy, they have a lot of potential, and there's a sensation in our body, we can feel it, and you can feel it too. You just feel when people are high energy versus when they are low energy. A low energy slot machine wants to be filled up with your money, and a high energy slot machine wants to give out money and balance out to you. So anyway, that's a fun class to take. And I did that class with Patrick. We would jump in his car and go to a different casino every day, and we didn't always win. That wasn't the point. The point was in learning how to feel more. And one time he wanted me to leave him alone. I think my psyche was impinging on his abilities a little bit. He gave me $100 and told me to get lost for an hour. And so I'm walking, and I walk by a roulette table, and there's nobody there except the croupier. And she smiles, and right when she does, I look at the table, and the number 5 pops into my mind really strongly. 5. Oh, okay. So I put $5 on number 5, and it hit, and I got paid, I think, $165. It was awesome. So anyway, that's not the point. The real story came after I got home, because if you watch the other story I have about Patrick, his classes were always, what you thought you were learning from him didn't matter. He was always teaching something else that he wasn't going to tell you about, because if he did, you'd probably get afraid and wouldn't show up. So, I go to Vegas thinking I'm going to learn intuition and learn how to read things and whatever, but then I get home, and I'm back home in Philadelphia, and I've got a few friends over at my house, and they know Patrick. They've met him. They've either been to intros or maybe taken a class with him, and certainly all of my friends have experienced the private training, so they know how good that work feels. Well, they're asking me, well, what it was like? What did you guys do? What did he teach you? And so what we did is I'm like, well, here, let's play a game. And I got out this pack of dice, and I don't remember the name of the game, but I used to play a dice game with my friends. So we're throwing dice, and what I'm doing is I'm calling what I'm going to roll. So 4 6s, 4 3s, 1 2 3 4. And 9 out of 10 times I'm getting it right. I'm literally just going to say what I'm going to roll, and I roll it, and my friends start losing their minds. And my one friend's like, holy crap. And he's like, well, let's manifest something. And so I'm like, okay, what do you want? And this other, I just don't remember who was there, but somebody, I think it was a woman, said ice cream. And so my friends, we're like, okay, let's get Chunky Monkey. All right, let's get Chunky Monkey ice cream. I'm like, okay, we're going to get Chunky Monkey ice cream. And then, ding dong, the doorbell rang. And it's my friend that I haven't seen in 6 months. And he lives way up north. I think he was living at the time. And, I open the door, and the first thing he says is, anybody want ice cream? And he's holding a pint of Ben & Jerry's. So, everybody just loses their minds. We're laughing. Some people are rolling on the floor. And Chad's looking at us like, what's going on? And so we tell him what we were just saying, how bad we wanted some Chunky Monkey ice cream. And so we try to unravel what happened, right? And, so we all sit down, and we're like, okay, Chad, so what happened for you? And he said that he was driving, and just a couple blocks from the house, he felt like stopping at the 7-Eleven. I think in Philadelphia, there's a Wawa store, and to get ice cream. And then he was gravitated to the Chunky Monkey. And so I replayed it in my mind. Well, okay, that store was like 4 or 5 blocks away. And he had to park. He had to, get himself together and come in the house. And I'm thinking, okay, how long did it take for him to know that he wanted the chunky monkey, but then to actually get it and to buy it and to get to his car and to start his car and to drive to my house, to get out of his car and come to the door and ring the doorbell. This took an amount of time, probably 8 to 10 minutes. However, the amount of time it took from when we first chose to have some ice cream to when he rang the doorbell with the ice cream was under 2 minutes. So, the balance of that, we're all scratching our heads like, well, maybe time doesn't actually exist in the big picture. And that was it, had picked up the ice cream, had chosen the ice cream before we all decided what it was we wanted. And I still do not know how to unravel that. I still have a hard time telling the difference between receiving intuitive information that already exists out here that I'm hearing, or am I creating the information that I want to see and then I'm manifesting it outside myself? And maybe those two are the same thing. Maybe those are two sides of the same coin. And really what we get to look at is, well, what's this coin? What's this coin that sometimes feels like information coming to us and other times feels like manifesting information away from us? I really don't know. I will say, however, that Patrick taught me how to manifest in that way. He taught me how that works, and he didn't use words to do it. He never opened his mouth. I don't even think he ever used the word manifestation before. It just wasn't his thing. After spending time with him, I became able to either see ahead or to create my desires simply through my will. And he did not teach to that directly. Well, he was very definitely teaching toward intuition, and peripherally what I got was the other side of the coin, which was the manifestation. And they truly are two sides of the same coin, and the more you see the coin, the easier it all is. If that has value. Well, he was definitely teaching to intuition, but I definitely got the other side of the coin peripherally, and that may have been what he was actually teaching. He